Hey boys, we are back with another video. This video is not going to be what 95% of my content is, which is camps or named kills solo. I wanted to go through what I consider the 4 different pets that we have, and just show you the differences on their ability to kind of just be your buddy. How much attention do they need from either you as a healer or your Merc Siri healer? At least mine's named Siri. So I don't have a pet right now. You can see there's no window. I'm going to go ahead and summon basically what I'm going to call a naked pet. And I use the assassin. I use our 115. It's a rogue. I have found, and this was probably a year ago or so, I'm not sure exactly, but I was bouncing back and forth between the warrior pet and the rogue pet, trying to determine which one is the better tank, and I really didn't feel a difference. I combed through the raw spell data not knowing what I was looking for, but I didn't see any differences there. And then I pulled up the Lucy data for both spells, and there was no difference there either. So I'm not sure what, I really don't know other than the bash versus the backstab. And I have found that you give them a dagger, a spear, whatever, and they can backstab from the front, and that's just one extra attack. And I know we're not really using jobbers for DPS, but I don't feel that bash does anything versus any mob really above 110, and I could be wrong there, but that's just, again, what I feel. So I've gone with the rogue pet. This is a naked pet is what I call him. He has no buffs other than what I can give him and Siri can give him. I will pull up what I always call Big Jobber, and Big Jobber is been hanging out in the guild hall for an entire day. He is loaded up with everything you can basically ask for. He is equipped. This particular one's equipped with Tov tradable piercers, and then across the board Conflagrant Shadow Knight armor, and then any Tov non-visible armor I can give him. So this is what I consider a fully buffed pet. When I say that in my videos, fully buffed pet has everything you can ask for. I call them big jobbers. So I'm going to go back to naked jobber. Naked pet here has nothing, can't do anything in my opinion. But we're gonna show in this video. I'm gonna put my Merc to passive, and I'm gonna just fight these undead. Where's one? Forgotten Vanguards. They are all over the area in Eastern Waste near our, I guess you call them expansion merchants. And what I want to do is have a fight with a naked pet, a big jobber, our swarm pets, and then if I can get a charm pet, I'll do a charm pet, and just show you the difference in all of those. And I'll have my healer Merc set to passive, and this is going to be, can we solo these mobs with our different pets, with us healing it and just laying on dots. So it's not really jobber soloing, but it's going to be jobber without a healer, if you will. I'm just going to do my best to keep him alive. So, and I'll go ahead and refresh his, the buffs that he gets. These guys, when you tag them, sometimes they have some sort of weird like snare. Hopefully I don't get it this time. Okay, I didn't. So he'll show up here in a second, probably hit me pretty hard. There, I put Siri to passive. Where did he go? Oh, there we go. Alright, so there's Jobber. And I'm just going to keep him alive. He's at 100% for now, and I'm going to get the fight started. So I've got my debuff and slow on, which is great. I'm just going to lay on the dots. You know, Jobber's doing a good job of keeping himself at 100. You know, he had on Dread Shield and Aegeus. I haven't had to heal him yet. I am just going through the spell lineup like normal. When I get a gift, I'm going to cast Composite. This will at least heal me up a little bit. That's nice. Jobber's, he's doing all right. You know, he's tapping himself back. These are 113 blue con mobs. So far, I have not healed him. I have not used Dread Shield. I have not used Aegeus. And when I'm done, you know, when this video or when this fight ends, we'll just take a look at the timer. All right, so 53, I'm going to hit Dread Shield. I'm going to hit Aegeus. And then I'll hit a heal. You know, my first round of the dots are starting to fade there with Big Pyre and Oblivion. So I'm going to refresh them. Just keep going down the list. Just, you know, this is just a normal fight. You know, with this situation, I'll just redo Poison. So Jobber's doing a pretty good job. This is a naked pet. And he's doing just fine. You know, dots are starting to go. I'm having to start to refresh things. But Jobber is soloing this with very minimal help from me. Obviously, I'm doing 295,000 DPS right now. And dots have come and gone. You know, Jobber's getting a little low. So I'll do a Dread Shield. I'll do an Aegeus. And then I'll hit him with the heal. And, you know, we're at 2%. We're basically doing, I think that was 2 rounds of my helping. That was 100. Let's just make it 120. That was 2 minutes. It was 119. So 2 minutes to drop a blue con mob with no healer merc and really no concern. I mean, you were with me for that fight. There was no concern. So what we're going to do now is pull up Big Jobber. And so Big Jobber's got everything you can have. I'm going to go ahead and give him another round of Dread and Aegeus. I'm not going to use Pet Power because that would just be completely unfair. But let's find another 113 little mob to beat on. Okay, hopefully this guy doesn't snare me. Okay, good. I'm going to get him over here somewhere. There's a lot of strange pathing in this deal. And there we go. We'll send him. Oh, see, I'm snared. Alright, well, anyway, let's get the debuff on. Didn't slow him. But we'll go ahead and start our dots. Alright, he's slowed now. And we'll just lay on the dots, and if we need to heal, we will. And remember, it was 120 seconds on the last one. And that was with me just going through my dots like in a non-rush, normal manner, reapplying them as they were fading. You know, towards the last, let's say 15% or so, I wasn't really recasting, but I wouldn't do that, healer or not. So we've gone through the dots, and I didn't get a gift this time. So we don't have a composite on, so that'll change the DPS situation. But we're blinking on Pyre and Oblivion, so we'll go ahead and recast. You know, I won't do any healing unless I see Jobber get, you know, to 50-ish. The poisons are starting to go. I haven't had to heal at all. And Jobber is now up to, you know, he's at a good spot, 90%. What is that? That's Ignite. Ignite's blinking. Looks like disease is about to go. But we're at 28%. I'll hit one last Pyre. And I'll go ahead. No, I'm just going to let it run. So I didn't have composite. That definitely will affect the DPS, at least the length of the fight. Things are starting to blink off, but you know, I haven't touched a heal once. You know, Jobber's done this whole thing on his own. Yeah, that's not looking too hot at the moment, but we're at 7%. So I'm feeling pretty good. Jobber's going to knock this one out with not a single heal. And that was 103 seconds. So 20 seconds faster. And I didn't have to do any healing of any capacity. So I'm going to go ahead and suspend him. I want to keep him the way he is. Oh, apparently Siri is dead. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and revive Siri just have her around. I'll turn her on and let her take care of herself. Now I'm going to go out and find another one of those, and I'm going to do the whole thing with swarm pets if I can. We'll see. They might chew through them too quickly where I'm not able to maintain the swarm pets with the swarm pet recast. I am going to go ahead and sit down and get some mana. I'd like to do this one at 100. But if I have to feign death and lose a Siri again, then whatever. So, bear with me on this one, guys. I know the content is exciting when it's, watching random blue cloud mobs run around the screen and hearing my dumb voice, but we got to get at least, I got to get 100. This could be a tricky fight. So, you saw a 20-second, basically, decrease in total time for the fight. And I didn't have to heal, I didn't have to Dread Shield or Geas a big Jobber, which is a guild hall buff to the max, has everything you can ask for, Jobber, including items and everything else. 0 heals, he healed himself, and I laid on the dots just like I would any other fight, and it was, 103 seconds? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to tag that one, and I'm snared, so I'm going to drop, because I really prefer to be able to run back away from all this. I just don't want an ad. I think Siri can heal this for me. Okay, she's not. Alright, whatever. I just want to be able to get to a good fighting area. I don't want to have to worry about a roamer. Come on, wear off already. So, maybe I can pull this one over here. Yeah, we're looking good. I think over here should be alright. And, again, we're not going to use anything but swarm pets. And I hit before I debuffed. That was really dumb of me. So we're at 8 seconds to recast swarm. We're down to 2 of them. And we got 1. And there we go. We're going to get some more out there. Last spell I cast was Oblivion, so I'm on to my poisons now. And we're just going to keep this going. There's no heals, there's nothing here except for me doing my damage. Every now and then I have to feign death. And we got 1 second, we'll get some more skills out there. Got a composite. I'm going to go ahead and get, I think I'm on broiling. Yeah. And I've already lost. I'm behind on my dots already. 2 seconds. Nope. Should have feigned death a little earlier. That was my bad. So we've got some more pets out there. I'm going to start back on with Pyre. I've still got 5 seconds, so I'll put Oblivion on, flip them down. I had to feign death again, and I'm going to go ahead and get some more skills out there. And this is a lot more, there's a lot more interaction on this one. I'm going to have to feign death again, but that works fine. We got 2 seconds for another round of skills. We'll get them out there. I definitely wouldn't recommend this as a way to solo. But it looks like we're about to wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and put another poison. I got 2 seconds. Feign death. 1-0. So that was 125 seconds. It's not something I would recommend. But, technically, that was just as efficient as using a naked Jobber. So take for that what you will. I'm going to go ahead and sit back down. This Jobber is going away. Going to med up a little bit here, and we'll do one more attempt. I know we're at 15 minutes, but you know, we'll just make this one around a 20-minute video, and I'm sure it'll be the best 20 minutes that you've seen on YouTube in quite a while. So the last pet that we have is our charmed pet, and it's very specific in how we can use it. If it's a live mob, you have to turn it undead, and then you can charm it, and charm will last for 6 minutes. Now, I picked this area because I knew I would have 113 mobs that were easy for me to kill, 113, 114. I don't think they go even con. I think they're all blue. And so I knew I'd be able to at least use Naked Jobber to some capacity. So what I want to do is target one of these undead, and I'm going to hit Dire, and we're going to take over this one. No, we're not. Okay. Let's go down to this one. This one should work. Even though it's roaming, I should be able to grab it right now. Okay, so now we've got 6 minutes. And we're going to go find somebody. Now, we can't feign death. We can't invis. Any of that will break the situation. We'll lose our pet, and then we wasted everything. So I'm going to pull this guy down here with snare and send the pet now. So now these two guys are on top of each other, and I will start just like the last fights. Just get started. So there, he's slowed now. And we're just going to lay on the dots. You know, if this was a boss, I would use silent. It's not, so I'm just going to kind of give myself... Okay, well, we got an ad, and we'll see how this goes. I think it's going to go just fine, which is really, though, going to mess up the whole point of this video. But what can you do? You know, it's EverQuest. Where was I at? I just finished poisons. I'll go ahead and lay some more on. I'm sitting at 41. You can pause it. There's boiling. And we'll do ignite. Now I'm at 50% aggro essentially. Well, back to 44. There's 50. This is, you know, I would normally dump by now, but I'm just going to let it ride out. I'm not going to redo my dots at the moment. I think I will wait just a little bit longer to see if that drops down to 40s again. It doesn't seem to be. But if you notice, Charm Pet has no issue taking on 2. Got to get him back on the original because he's, you know, being a dip. And anyway, aggro is pretty high. And there's a chance we're going to have a third. And if that's the case, I will have to just Levant sucker out of here. But I'm going to go ahead and redo poison. I'm sorry, disease. You know, my aggro is pretty high. I don't like it. If I was using silent casting, this really wouldn't be much of a problem. I'll go ahead and hit Pyre now, but we're up to 76. I'm going to see if I can just stay out of range. You know, when your pet doesn't taunt, it causes issues. So we're at now at 150 seconds, and we're at a third. So boys, I don't think this is worth continuing. I'm pretty sure if you know, since these mobs aren't snareable and they're not rootable, this is just going to turn into a disaster. Now, if I could punt them away, I know, I mean, any jobber can handle 3, but not 3 at the same time. So this is going to wrap up the video, at least as far as this fight is concerned. I'm just going to go ahead and gate out. you can tell that our charmed pets, they are tough, but you have no agro management. They're if you don't have silent casting running, you're gonna get attacked eventually. And the only way to then, drop yourself from the list is essentially to lose your pet, is to feign death. And then at that point, the whole battle is done. There's nothing to do anymore. So I hope you guys took from this. We've got a good pet. A naked jobber is pretty good against a blue con mob. When you gear him up, he can survive on his own. He's pretty nice. If you've got a healer merc, you can take on a lot of things. You've seen me go through Tov and Kov, trash mobs, name mobs. I've done a little bit of everything, and you've seen it. If you wanted to be crazy, you could do swarm pets. I'm not exactly sure what benefit that would be, other than, I don't know, maybe because you ran out of bone chips, and I don't know. But anyway, take from this video that it's probably worth your time to get your trade skills up, to get your pet armor. It's probably worth the time to buy some conflagrant daggers or whatever in the Baz if you don't want to make them. It's probably worth your time to pick up some Tov stuff as you're farming that you can give to your jobber, because it reduced the battle time by 20 seconds, and I did 0 heals, 0 runes, 0 anything. So buff up those jobbers. Big jobbers they're big, they're beefy guys. They can take on a lot of stuff, and it'll make your fights a lot easier. So boys, I hope this video helps somebody, and I'll see you in the next one.